Hello, good afternoon, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are we all doing out there? I've seen the comments going off whilst I've been waiting to come in, and I am so excited to be back with you guys. It's been a minute or two, and you may or may not have seen yesterday I put the new moon update out on my channel. I think it was yesterday evening, I'm going to say, and we are in for some feisty times to say the least right now, which is absolutely amazing. We have been living in some bloody powerful times so far this year, bearing in mind we're only just two months in now, but we are living through some very powerful times, and they are set to get bigger, my darling ladies and gents. So thank you very much. I appreciate you say that I'm looking hot today, Lizzie Pip. I appreciate that. I will share with you a little bit later maybe why I'm looking hot. I've had a great opportunity present itself today, so I had to make myself look a little bit more presentable than usual. I am the one that normally rocks up in the hoodies and stuff because I like to just be me. However, I have done an amazing interview today, which I will let you guys know when it goes public. So let me know before we go any further where you are listening in from around the world. I know that I have got a following from absolutely every corner of the globe. Make of that what you will. And yeah, we are really coming together in a massive way at the moment. Trish, thank you so much for your feedback on the new moon video. I appreciate you, and I appreciate your comments, and I always appreciate feedback, good, bad and ugly. My door is always open. That's what I always say to people. My door is always open. If you've got anything that you want to feedback, do just drop me an email at support@lucydavis.com, and that will get its way to me. I am so excited with what is going on in and around the world right now. And that is why today I have decided to talk about one of my favorite subjects. And to any of my self-love club people who are on the program at the moment that watch this, you guys know, because you've had to live with it for the last month, what I am like when I'm allowed to do what I do best, which is get into the brains of people and really figure out why people are running certain programs. Like, why on earth would you choose to be sick? Why on earth would you choose to want to put on weight? Why on earth would you choose to live in a situation with your family whereby you don't get on in things? And this is why I love this stuff, because we all run these things of what I call patterns, or what I call stories, depending on who I'm talking to, depending on where they're at and what they understand and how they appreciate things. It's either a story or a pattern. Sometimes I even call it a loop. Last night with my members, I was calling it loops, because the brain is such a powerful tool. And ladies and gents, I don't know if we quite appreciate how powerful our brains are. We kind of make them out to be really mean because they keep us safe, they keep us small, because they are very aware of all of our fears. They are very aware of everything that triggers us. And then they make us hypersensitive around those things. So today in this video, my friends, we are going to be looking at detail in the way that the brain works. And well, I say in detail, who knows, because you know what I'm like. Once I get talking, I go off on many different tangents, I go off in many different directions. But I'm going to share with you today some of the tips that I have created for my life to go from somebody who 11 and 12 years ago was extremely sick. I had every itis bug known to man every single month, digestive issues, tumours, you name it, I had it all going on. Hormonal stuff, you name it, I had it all going on. And I made a decision, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this in a moment, and I rewired and I refired my brain to be the person that I am today. I decided that I wasn't going to be my sickness or my disease. Let me know in the chat if you're like, oh my God, that's what I want. I want to be successful. Like, I know I have it in me to be successful. I'm blocking myself. Maybe you're like, I know I need to lose weight, but I'm blocking myself. I know what I need to do. I've had 2 conversations like this in the last few days with people saying, I know what I need to do. I just don't know why I'm not doing it. And this, my friends, is why we have wired our brain to keep us safe so that we can continue to moan. Believe it or not, we definitely like to have a good old moan. Now, you might be sat here listening going, hang on a minute, Lucy, I don't like to moan. That's not true. That's not in my makeup. But actually, I guarantee you that you are somebody who knows that you are capable of the most beautiful, connected, conscious love on the planet. Yet as soon as love comes along, you push it away, you run from it, you get scared, you question everything. You don't actually just open your heart and lean into it. It is so important that we recognize we are the root of our problems. Okay. On my programs, you guys will know I trigger people all over the place because I say, let's just work off the pretense that you're the problem, not your husband, not your child, not your mother, your father, whatever. If we work off of the pretense that you are the problem, we'll look at ourselves really deeply and truly to be able to see how we can rewire and refire our brain to be able to go after what we want. So we've actually got quite low numbers today, which is quite interesting because this is such a powerful subject. Admittedly, I probably didn't put it out early enough or something. But for those of you that are on here now, if there is one thing that you could have in your life, what would it be? Now, if you're like, I want to lose weight, I want to meet a partner, like list them all out. But what I want you to do is get very clear right now, whilst I'm just going to go off on a bit of a tangent and talk about something else. Those of you that are on here now, let me know what it is that you choose. You know, are you currently employed by someone and you're like, my God, I want to work for myself? Are you currently, you know, a couple of stone overweight? Are you somebody, okay, so we've got money that's coming on the chat. So it just explain to me, what do you want from money? Do you want more money? Do you want less money? How much, like, are you clear? You don't have to tell me how much money you want, but are you clear with yourself actually what it is that you are looking for from a financial perspective? So Lizzie's put a beautiful home office craft room. Okay, what else is it that you would choose for your life? Like, what is it? Do you want to get rid of disease? Would you like to have a conscious, beautiful relationship? Like, you have to get really clear. And this is the interesting thing about it. Whenever I say to people, like, what is it that you choose? Most people don't actually know. And they wonder why they're not getting the results, but we're going to come to that in a moment. So because this is the first time I have been live in a while, I actually would really like to have the discussion with you about what went on last weekend. Last weekend, I ran Soul School. Oh my goodness gracious me. Soul School was absolutely incredible. Soul School blew my doors off. Now, I've done many of these in person and online, and literally it blew the doors off for me and everybody that was on there. Now, I still can't process what went on last weekend. All I know is that the world changed. The world changed because of what went on there. There are people that have messaged me with things that have changed in their life since Soul School, and I am just completely blown away by it. Like, it has humbled me more than anything has ever humbled me in my life. I am a humble person anyway, but my goodness gracious me, I just cannot say to you how that has changed my life. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who believes in the work that I do, who shows up for the work that I do. Those of you who continue to show up for the lives and support and things like that. Like, I just really want to just say thank you so much, because I couldn't do what I do. Like, I'm really lucky. I was given some amazing gifts this lifetime, which impact other people. Now, many of you guys have been given incredible gifts, but you're running away from them. You're pretending that they don't exist. And this is why this mind thing is very important to me, because I did not believe in myself. Don't get me wrong, I was a very successful project manager working on the trading floor. I was extremely, extremely abundant. I didn't have to worry about money. I've always had a really amazing relationship with money, which is why I help people get a good relationship with it, because it's all about the relationships that we have with everything as to the way that we live our life. Now, on paper back then, I had absolutely everything, but I was miserable. I was overweight. I was unhappy. I was in seriously toxic relationships. If that's what you want to call them. They probably weren't even relationships. They were like situationships, And I realize looking back that actually I was very powerful with my mind back then, like I am now, but in a very, very different way. Back then, if I set, I am going to go and get a new job, I'm done with this, I'm moving on to that, it would always happen, and it would always happen very quickly because I was so certain with what I was doing. But I got lost along the way. Let me know if you have got lost along the way. Have you maybe lost your mojo? Have you lost the fact that actually you are somebody that, you know that you're capable of doing something, but you're not taking the action? So I'm just going to have a quick look through what you guys have said. So JC has said money. Lizzie wants a beautiful home office craft room. Marilyn is saying, I still need to lose weight. Lynn is saying 4 stone overweight, would love to be able to retire and travel. Trish has put the key to unlocking why I'm not taking action on those things I know I need to do: music, health, writing, romantic relationships. Amazing. So everything I've just been talking about, I love that, Trish. Thank you. Freedom from my mind. Considerably more than €15 a week. JC was saying rocket red countdown liftoff. Love that. Thank you very much, Layla. I appreciate that. Minimum 3,000 a month after taxes, living in a lovely 1-floor apartment in a tropical country with my baby girl, and being able to be present mum and enjoy the sun and beach every day and munch on beautiful fruits by the looks of it. I would like to meet a partner that has the same values and beliefs. Love that. Abundance in wealth, abundance in health, and lose a stone in weight, and a beautiful healing center to support humanity. I love that. You are so welcome, Trish. I will always show up no matter what, unless I'm on the road and in a very different time zone, then I won't. I'll show up at another time. But other than that, I'm always here for you guys. It was absolutely outstanding what went on at Soul School. Yep. Every time it just gets more and more powerful. I love what you do, and I wish I could be more supportive. Wow, this is very interesting that you say that, my darling, because by you getting your brain and your mind working effectively, obviously you are going to support, you are going to help create whatever it is that we are looking to do for our future. Just because you and I have probably got very different ideas as to what's going to happen with the world in the future, there's probably some commonalities, and if we can come together and co-create, then it will happen a lot quicker. And that's the whole point of mastering your mind. Thank you for showing up, Lucy. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Since last weekend, I now feel able to speak out in public. I have met a Soul School family in Auckland, and I am buzzing. I love that for you, Marilyn. I love that so much. There's a group of girls in Australia on the Gold Coast, and through the work that I do, they all got together. So it's really beautiful to hear that these pockets of people are meeting up all over the world. And guys, please do use my channel for this. If you are from the Orkney Islands, reach out to Marilyn, catch up. If you're from Scotland, reach out to Derek and hang out with him and chat. And, let's just really start making this community a lot smaller. This is so important. The only way that we can do this is really, really finding our tribe, and we are doing it. Congratulations, Marilyn, by the way. I know you're not a public speaker, so I might have to test that public speaking, actually. Also, being surrounded and supported by like-minded people and mums, growing lots of our own food in healthy organic soils, potentially meeting my future romantic partner. Now, Veronica, if you put potentially meeting, you're basically ruling it out. Just living it, giving it a little bit of a chance. How about meeting my future romantic partner, being very certain about it? This is called mastering your mind. This is about saying, I know I'm scared, but actually that's what I choose for myself. Now, I'm going to look at romantic relationships in a moment, because romantic relationships are really scary, aren't they? Really scary, especially if you've been on your own for a while, especially if you've been hurt before. They're really, really scary. And that's why nobody wants to talk about it, because what if we get hurt? What if it's embarrassing? What if? And actually, you are just basically allowing your mind to master you and not the other way around. We need to learn how to master the mind. Still lost, enjoying the journey, or at least that's what I tell myself. Well, if you're lost, if you're saying you're lost, you're going to be more lost. So for me, what I would do is I would sit down, get a piece of paper, and I'd write on there what my passions are, what I'm interested in. Find yourself. The only person that can find themselves is you. And this today is very much about figuring out who you are. If you're just well, I'm lost, so I'm lost, you're not going to find yourself. It's about sitting still, not distracting yourself, and going really, really deep on who it is that you really are. And that is the way that you will get the shifts, you will get the gifts, and you will end up changing your life. So Claire has put, to feel safe enough in my body and mind to do what I'm here to do, earning really good money, to release my excess weight with ease, and an open heart, knowing I'm safe to give and receive love. Travel. Okay, so travel, but open space to give and receive love. That's beautiful. So it's great. Some of you are getting very clear on what it is that you choose for your life, which is amazing. So I'm actually going to share a little story with you guys, if that's okay. So before I do that, I want you guys to recognize and just comment in the chat if you agree with this. The mind is the most powerful tool in the world. It knows your deepest, darkest secrets and reminds you of them every second of every day. It will bring it to the forefront in every place it possibly can. The mind wants to be in charge of you and not the other way around. So I truly believe that we can create absolutely anything based on our mind. I'm glad the fact that you are, talking like this. So whoever Sarsi is, I don't know who you are. I'm guessing you're probably a Sarah or something like that. If you look at your mind as a battlefield, that's what you're going to be living in. Like, you are literally creating fight in your mind. You are literally creating that. So I would really encourage you to really stop and think before you speak, and really, really stop and go, right, why am I calling this for myself? No doubt there is trauma there. No doubt there is a reason why everything is a fight and everything is fight or flight mode with you. I'm not questioning that. It's really important that you take the time to figure out why you are in that particular space of fight and flight, and looking at everything as a fight. Okay, really important, really, really, really important that we recognize this. You are creating everything that you are living, and this should be a very, very important live for you today, sweetheart. So, like I was saying, I truly believe that we can create absolutely anything based on our mind. So, like I was just saying, if you feel that your mind is a battlefield, you're going to get more fight. If you feel that you're in danger, you're going to get danger coming into you. Okay. If you feel that you are safe, you're going to call more safety in. If you feel that new earth is here, you're going to have more of that. If you genuinely believe that you can, create new earth, and you deserve peace, and you can deserve all of this stuff, then, that is what you will get more of. But likewise, if you think that you only deserve to be isolated, to be on your own, to not having a relationship, like even looking back at what Veronica said, the potential of meeting a partner, by saying that, you are saying, no, I'm not open to it. So we absolutely must recognize that we are creating it. So JC has put, I do everything I possibly can, really do, but nothing ever works. That's because you haven't got to the root cause of why you are not allowing your mind to work from a higher vibrational perspective. You are blocking it. There is probably trauma that you haven't looked at in your life that is literally like, money doesn't grow on trees, you have to work hard for money, things like this. Because you're talking about money, I'm going to go down that route with you. It's very important that you recognize these imprints have been from birth. And if you live in a lack, so the fact that you've said, I do everything I possibly can, I really do, but nothing ever works, that's lack. That there is lack. And that is literally just a case of going, right, where am I living in lack? Where has this come from? And rewiring and refiring that. It is so simple to do, but you've got to get to the root cause of it first. Okay. It is very important that you get to the root cause of it. So I used to be about 68, 69 kilos. About 10, 11 years ago, I was about 68, 69 kilos. And I'd been that way for absolute years. Now, everyone, including myself, thought that I was healthy. And compared to most people's substandards, I actually was. However, in my heart, I knew that I wasn't. In October 2014, I made a decision. Step number 1, make a decision. I made the decision that I deserved better. And in the next 4 months, that's all it took me from the October to the February. In the next 4 months, by purely focusing my mind on being better, I lost 10 kilos in weight. So think about that. 10 kilos in 4 months is quite a lot. It's actually not very healthy to do that. But luckily for me, because I did it from my mind and not from anything else, I kept the weight off. I focused on being better, not living in the past of, oh my God, how did you put on that weight? Oh my God, you've been in shitty relationships. Oh my God, your parents split up when you were younger. Oh my God, your sister was a drug addict. Oh my God, you had to quit your job because you were so sick. Oh my God, victim, 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 victim. I dropped all of that and I decided I would have better energy. I decided I would have better exercise. I decided I would have better relationships. I decided I would have better food. I decided I would have better rest. I decided that I would have better downtime. Are you guys starting to recognize how very simply you can rewire and refire your brain by literally just transitioning from saying nothing works to everything is a possibility? All you need to do is break down the barrier that governs your mind. And the things that govern your mind is what I call trauma. Everything that I've just listed. I'm not good enough. I'm not successful enough. I can't earn the money. My parents split up. My sister was a drug addict. My this, my that. All of these limiting beliefs, every single thing, it may well be true, but they are limiting beliefs. They are holding you in a space whereby you can never be successful. How can you be successful when you are constantly looking at, well, this bad happened to me, that bad happened to me? I know people who were given up for adoption and all sorts of things, and they've got so many excuses. Like, we all have so many excuses. But the thing is, at some point, you have to give up the ghost of what you are allowing yourself to create. So step number 2. So step number 1 is making a decision. Step number 2 is identifying the barrier that governs your mind, i.e., what is the trauma that you guys are choosing? I come from a family that had no money, so I don't deserve money. No, that's not true. You can educate yourself. You can, go hang out with people that are much more wealthy than you. You can go and learn off of the internet. I mean, God, we've got it at our fingertips these days. We have some of the most amazing people on the planet sharing tips and tricks as to how they made their money. All you need to do is go and walk in their shoes and rewire and refire your brain. Recognize that you have given it the power. You have given your trauma the power. You have decided that you're not good enough. You have decided you're not pretty enough. You have decided that you can't earn the money. You have given it the authority it needs to hold you back. But very easy, we can change it. Very easy to change. So I talk about this a lot. I have been speaking for donkey's years about this, and people think I am crazy. In March 2021, after about a year of speaking out very publicly, leading protests through London about COVID and all sorts of things like that, in March 2021, I said, Lucy Davis, you are creating more fight in your life. You are creating more drama in your life by having to be heard on these matters. So many other people are speaking out about it now. Go focus on bringing the peace to your life. Go focus on the consciousness. Go focus on activating people's souls, because I knew this was my purpose way, way, way before. So, but I also knew in COVID, I had to speak out. I was one of the first people speaking out, and then I just didn't need to do it anymore. I gave it over to other people because there were so many other people doing it. Didn't need to be involved in that anymore. So as soon as I flipped my mind from I need to help people, I need to get them to realize that this could hurt them and there's this fight, as soon as I flipped to being like, I am just going to live in peace, I'm going to live in harmony, I'm going to live in whatever I create, my life completely changed to the point that I want to be honest with you guys, it's almost like I live in a different world to most other people. I don't experience the things that other people experience. I literally live the most peaceful life that you could possibly imagine. Yes, there are dickheads that come into my life and disrupt my peace. Absolutely. Because I'm calling them dickheads, but I mean that from a space of love, right? They come in to remind me what goes on in the real world. Because I'm so isolated from it. I'm in such a completely different space to it. And I love those people. You know, I love those people because they ground me. They help me realize that, you know, actually I'm very privileged because I get to choose to live the way that I do. And that's purely because of my mind, because I've said, no, I'm not playing with that anymore. I'm not doing that. I'm not feeding that my energy anymore. I'm going to live as purely and wholly and comfortably as I know. And it is a choice. I could sit there and easily, you know, go back to corporate, knowing that I could earn, you know, probably 1,000, 1,500 a day. You know, like I could easily go and do that, but why would I do that? It would drain my soul. It would rip my heart out. It would make me feel extremely upset and uncomfortable. And you know what? I have the most amazing life because I have a beautiful relationship with money. And I know that whatever it is that I choose, I can create. Now, I was saying this to somebody the other day. Somebody said, you know, Lucy, you do a lot of energy work. Like, how do you pay for it? And the God's honest truth is I always get the money back. Always. You know, I did a mission back in, I don't know, maybe December time. I think actually it was for solstice. And one of my team were with me, a very good friend of mine, she was with me, and we went off. And she just found it hilarious. Every single penny that was spent that day was refunded. It's never happened like that before. You know, normally I get clients or people wanting one-to-ones or something like that. And that's the way that the money comes back in. But every single penny got refunded. And she was like, wow, I know you've always said the money gets returned to you, but witnessing it with my own eyes was crazy. And this is the power of the mind. Why should I pay to do God's work? Yes, I'm a conduit, but why should I be paying out of my business? Why should I? And it always happens like this because I'm not in a victim about it. I'm like, yep, I'll do whatever you need me to do. Just provide for me. Provide for me and I'll do whatever you need. And I'm very comfortable with that. Whereas other people aren't comfortable with that. They get very upset, first and foremost, talking about money. They get very upset and uncomfortable. Like, why is somebody charging for their gifts? No, I respect myself. I respect myself. And if any of you were on Soul School last weekend, you know, I said I was doing a 3-hour seminar. I ended up being on for 4 hours. And you guys saw the kind of things that I had to work with and the energies that I had to transmute and stuff during that session. Like, it was wild what went on. Some of the deepest, darkest traumas you would ever hear got brought up on that call. You know, holding space for 100, 150 people is very challenging anyway. So you know what? I respect myself enough to make sure that I am looked after. And this is a lot of people's problems. You don't know who you are. You don't know how to respect yourself. You don't really know how to show up. You don't know how to set intentions or manifest or co-create your life. So you get into a spin and you're like, oh, that person doesn't do that. And that person charges too much, rather than going, right, what do I need to do to create the money to be able to pay for that? What do I need to be able to do? There are so many people out there that want everything on a plate. Why? That's victim mode. It's very important that we recognize we get what we deserve. If you think you only deserve peanuts, you're only going to get peanuts. If you know with 100% certainty that you are adding value and that you are doing, you know, amazing things, you will get rewarded from it if you truly believe you are. So I decided I had to focus my mind on being better. Now, this is when I only scratched the surface on what I was capable of doing, what the brain was capable of doing. Like, this was in the very, very early stages of me really stepping into what I do for a living now. All I did was focus on my mind. Every time my mind would be like, I can't be bothered to do that, I'd be like, nope, come on, get up and let's go. So I looked back over what I'd done before with my career and things, and I realized that I had actually been very powerful creating from my mind. However, 12 years ago, I wanted a totally different shift. I wanted something completely different. So I made a realization that whenever I become certain about something, it would happen. And I mean good, bad, or ugly, by the way. I'm not talking just all of my beautiful manifestations would come in. Everything. If I thought somebody was being mean, there would be more mean. If I thought that I wasn't good enough, there would be more proof to show that I wasn't good enough. So that was what was the game changer for me, is I realized if I had good thoughts, good stuff would come to me. If I had ugly thoughts, ugly stuff would come to me. And if I had bad thoughts, let me tell you straight, bad stuff would happen. I've got an example. Many years ago when I was with my ex-partner, I was driving to his house, and all the way there, I kept thinking, I'm going to have a flat tire, or I need to pump my tires up, or I'm going to have a flat tire, or I need to pump my tires up. Nothing at all. I literally pulled onto his drive and my tire went flat. That, my friends, is the power of the mind. That, my friends, is the power of the brain. This is why it is absolutely essential that we recognize, if we can, like, that was my mind mastering me. I was looking on I was in a negative spin. Do you guys recognize this? I was in a negative spin. I'm going to get a flat tire. I'm going to get a flat tire. I'm going to get a flat tire. So what happened? I manifested the flat tire. There wasn't a slow puncture. There wasn't anything wrong, but I manifested the tire going flat to prove to me that my brain is capable of creating anything. So we put what is in our mind, not the other way around. The universe does not put things in your head. You put them in your head. Let's just make that very clear. Nobody is programming you. I mean, I say that loosely because obviously we're living in a world whereby we are literally being mind fucked most of the time. So I apologize for the language, but it's the truth. However, when it comes to, living day to day, you are the person that is putting everything in your mind. Okay? We create what goes in. Yet we believe it's the universe, source, God, the darkness, whatever that is putting it in our minds. We are the literal creators of our lives. When we are afraid, we think of it more, it comes in quicker. We create more of it, so we run away from it. Your mind will ask lots of questions with you. And I will never forget that situation 12 years ago when I made the decision to change, and I literally went on one. I lost, like I said, 10 kilos in 4 months. How did I do it? Every time I wanted sugar, I said absolutely not, and I went and grabbed myself some fruit. Every time I couldn't be bothered to go running, I said absolutely not, get out there and go. Every time I had an excuse for something, I'm too tired, I'm this, I'm that, I called myself out on it, and I went, and I lost 10 kilos in 4 months. And I'm going to share another story with you. I'll never forget, I was running in, I was in Thailand back in 2014, 2015. It was in 2015, actually, the start of 2015. I was in Thailand living, I was fighting professional Muay Thai. And I remember I was in a fight camp, and I was out running on the roads. I'd run 5K in the morning. I'd done what they call a shark tank in the class in the morning, which basically meant 6 trainers were fighting me. I had to just one-on-one with them, back to back to back to back to back, which is very, very difficult. I was sparring with them. It's bloody hideous. Then what I had to do was I did a strength and conditioning class. Then I did another Muay Thai class in the afternoon, which was 2 hours. And then they made me run 10 kilometers in the evening. So I'm out running and my trainer is behind me and he's following me. And On this occasion, he didn't usually, so I could have got away with it normally. But on this occasion, he followed me, obviously knew what I was going to do. And I got about halfway and I just sat on the floor and I cried. I literally just went, I can't do this anymore. And I sat there and I sobbed and I sobbed and I had a right little hissy fit, like I would have hit the floor and kicked out and screamed if I could have done. And all my trainer kept saying was, get up, run, get up, run, get up, run. And I was swearing my head off. I mean, I've got a potty mouth at the best of times, but I was swearing my head off at this person. How dare you? Who do you think you are? Go yourself. You know, you name it. It was all rocking out of my mouth. And then it hit me. This was in the 4th month, by the way, so I'd already lost the weight. And I literally just went, what are you doing, Lucy Davis? Why are you sat here blubbing like a baby? Nobody is coming to save you. And I took a deep breath in. I got up and I flipping well ran. And yes, he did trigger me, Lizzie. Yes, he did. And I'm grateful to this day for him for triggering me. I got up and I ran. And I ran and I ran and I ran and I kept on running until I got back to my hotel, where I collapsed in a heap. And I said to my friend, I don't want to fight anymore. That's how it was. So I get it that we get those moments of we can't do this. I get that we have these moments of victim. I get we have these moments, but it's down to you to take charge of your mind and say, screw you. I know my body is capable of this. I know I'm capable of success. I know I'm capable of getting my purpose. I know I'm capable of creating that business. I know I'm capable of creating whatever it is, growing my hair, having a baby. Like, you tell me I can't do it, you freaking watch me. That is the power of the mind. So many people will tell you, you are too old, you are too fat, you're too skinny, you're too pretty. I got told I was too pretty to be a fighter. You know, like, literally, let them be. Let them do that, but you take control of your mind. If you want to earn 3,000 a month, figure out what you're going to do and go do it, and do not stop until you do it. Don't give up when it gets hard. Don't give up when the tests come. You get that. You remember this story. You sit there and you cry if you have to, but you dust yourself down, you get the heck up, and you keep on running. And you keep on running until you go. The issue with most of us are we get that moment of wah, and then we stop. A great example of this is alcohol, right? Alcohol is brilliant. You know, everybody's like, no, not drinking again. No, not going to do it. And then people will lure you back in, and then you'll have a beer, and all of a sudden, boom, you'll be back where you were. Alcohol is poison. Why would you choose to put poison in your body? But you tend to do it because of other people. Sugar, the worst addiction in the world. Oh, it's a treat. Not to me, it's not. Don't get me wrong, I love a bit of chocolate from time to time, but no freaking way. You deserve better. You're putting poison in your body. I hope that you guys have realized from this live so far that self-talk is the answer to all of it. You must develop a routine. You must set goals and targets. Once you've hit one, set the next one. We must continue to set them so we hold ourselves accountable. So many of us run from discomfort. Let me know in the chat. In fact, smash the thumbs up for me. Smash the love heart for me if this video is resonating with you and you're like, oh my God, I really need to get my bleep together. I really do need to make a difference in my life because no one's coming to save me. And I've been waiting for my knight in shining armor to turn up on his white stallion and just rescue me from it all. Trust me, we've all been there. So, what is the goal that you would like to achieve? You guys set some goals at the beginning of this. That's why I asked that question. Every single one of you has the ability. Now, I know somebody said I need to earn more than 15 euros a week. Right. That's a really low target to aim for. So what do you actually want to earn a week? Start getting that number in your mind. Rather than the 15 euros, what number do you actually need? That's the number that you should be talking about. Right, 5 grand a month. Like Veronica, 3,000 a month is what I need. Brilliant. So she's thinking 3,000. Where's the 3,000 coming from? She's already using her mind to create that. She's sending an antenna, a message out from her antenna to say 3,000 is the number I need. 3,000. Doesn't matter how she gets it. I don't want you to get caught up on that. You just need to know what it is that you're looking for. We must step over our victimhood. Beautiful. 5 grand a month. Perfect. That's where I want you to look from here. Right. I know I need 5,000 a month. I know I need that to live. So show me where it's coming from, source. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Then you get up early, you set your alarm, you get out walking, you get out doing all the things that you need to do. I always say, or something better, to not limit yourself even more. Actually, that's limiting yourself. Be clear, have clarity. Have complete clarity on it. This is what I expect. Bring it to me. But don't be lazy thinking manifestation is going to bring it all to you. Yeah? Do not be lazy. The way, Trish, just coming back to you, what I would say is this is what I choose for myself. This is what I resonate for myself. I surrender the how. I surrender the how, because the how is when we limit ourselves. That's how we create lack in our life. So let's say JC, for example, JC has said 5,000 a month. Brilliant. Great. Now we've got something tangible that we can go after. If JC is saying, I want it from a coaching business that hasn't even been set up yet, or I want it from programs that I haven't even done yet, you're limiting yourself. There is conditions around that 5,000. So I'm open to receiving 5,000 a month from any opportunity. And then any opportunity that presents itself to you, go along with it. Even if it's something that you're like, absolutely not, go along with it. The reason I say it is things always lead to other things. We are so caught up in doing it the way that we want to do it, i.e. we want to do it in a particular way, i.e. we hold on to the how, we limit ourselves, we step into lack because of it. Making sense, guys? Let me know by smashing the love heart or the thumbs up, or whatever it is, please. Thank you very much. Just let me know that you're getting it, you're getting everything that I'm talking about here. So it is really important to recognize who you are and be comfortable being that person. I piss a lot of people off. I do, because I'm straight. I'm blunt. I call a spade. I don't I am the worst I'm the best and the worst accountability buddy on the planet. You ask any of my best friends, they don't get away with shit. If they say to me, I'm giving up vaping on my birthday, trust me, I'm on their arse. Your birthday's been, why are you still vaping? I'm literally on their arse. So people go, I'm just not going to tell you. But the thing is, they know that they need me, because the only reason I am that person is because I care about them. It's not because I want to be a nag. The last thing I want to be is be a nag. Literally, the last thing I want to be is be a nag. But I'm going to hold you to your own standards. I am literally going to hold you to your standard. So if you want to earn 5 grand a month, if you want to earn 7 grand a month, I'm holding you to that standard. So if in a year's time you come back and you're like, Lucy, I want 7 grand a month, I'm going to say to you, right, well, where are you now? Well, I'm still at 0 like I was last time. You have not taken any action. I love what Nikki has put there. So Nikki is one of my members on my Self-Love Club program. And she said last night on our call, you stand up for us better than we stand up for ourselves. And that's the freaking truth. I have got your backs. I see your potential. I know exactly what it is that your soul has incarnated to do. And it infuriates me, and that's ego, I get it, but it infuriates me that you guys settle for things that don't even cut the mustard. Because you're so caught up in your victimhood. You are so caught up in your trauma. You are so caught up in your parents did so much bad stuff to you, or your brother or your partner left you, or whatever. You're so caught up in that stuff. It's important we empower each other to be who we are meant to be. And the way that I would do that is it's your job, your first and only job, to master yourself. So JC has put, how do I work on the trauma? I can't afford therapy. There are millions of people, myself included, that do videos on YouTube. Go watch some of those. Go watch some, invest some time in you. And this is the thing, you know, I'm not going to make assumptions, but I work with a lot of people that sit there and scroll and they just, you know, busy up their time rather than actually go and invest some time into you. Go and invest and figure out, right, really, what is my trauma? So I would buy a journal first and foremost and start writing down all the things that trigger you. It triggers you that you're not earning enough money. Great. Where did that come from? I'm sure there are many other things that trigger you as well. What are you pissed off about? What did your mum do to you? What did your dad do to you? What did your partner do to you? What did your sister do or your brother do or whatever? I'm not even going to profess to know your family dynamics, but look at the things that have gone on in your life. Your trauma is there. You don't just pick up trauma by, you know, nothing. You pick up trauma because someone says, oh, imagine if you'd worked harder. Something as simple as that could have completely screwed with your head. You know, your nan saying money doesn't grow on trees, you know, JC. You know, that is simple. That's trauma. Oh my God, I need to work hard. Oh my God. Or people say money is evil. Like, this is how trauma starts. This is how we get limitations in these areas. Okay. Really, really important that we recognize this. Then go and watch somebody. Mel Robbins is a great person. You know, I've got a shed ton of videos out there. All you need to do, go and search trauma. How do I identify my trauma in YouTube? YouTube is like Google. Literally do that. You will have videos. Sit there, watch it, take notes, write it, get a journal, literally put everything that's coming up in there, and you can be your own therapist. And what you'll realize is, as soon as you start to unlock some of this stuff, you will start to create money, and then you can afford a therapist who will be able to help you much more quickly break through this stuff. You've got to make a change. In fact, how many of you are going to decide off the back of this live today that decision day is today, and we're going to make a change from now? I feel a bit feisty. None of us feel like exercising. You're very welcome, sweetheart. No problem. None of us feel like exercising. None of us feel like eating right. We would absolutely love to just eat sugar, right? Because it's quick and it's easy and it's convenient. But the longer you wait, the longer it takes. You need to brainwash yourself away from how you have been previously brainwashed. No more lies to yourself. Why do we get up for somebody else and go to work? We get told when we can get up, we get told when we can go to bed, we can get told when we can have our lunch break. Why do we not invest in that for ourselves? Why do we poison ourselves every day with cigarettes, alcohol, vapes, yet we judge people that take vaccinations? The only person who can change you is you. So how about today you make a decision and you go for it? Why are you compromising your life, your health, your relationships, your wealth? Get to work every day. Consistency is the one. What are you going to be? Go and do much more of that. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength and the tools to endure whatever crosses your path. Remember, we suffer more in imagination than we do in reality. Ladies and gents, I hope you have found this useful, and thank you, Veronica. I do forget about my own stuff. I have got a program called the Breakthrough Program, JC, that is £11.11. It's a 5-day program. It will really, really make you focus on yourself. It's yours to keep forever. So like that £11.11 is forever. You know, you don't, it's not just like you only get it for those 5 days, you get it forever. So if you want to access that program, it's £11.11. Whenever you've got the money, go and invest in that and it's yours. It will trigger you every time you go back. You will get different results. I have someone who's become a friend now who's done it over 50 times, and every time she gets a different result. So it's something that you can continually learn from. Likewise, I do loads of free stuff. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I'm Lucy Davis 2222. Likewise on Facebook, and likewise obviously here on YouTube. Also, ladies and gents, I am running an amazing event, an in-person event exactly on this topic. We are going to go deep I am going to bring up everybody's trauma in the room to the surface to absolutely smash through so that we can set ourselves up by the end of the day for complete success. Okay. I am going to show you how powerful your mind is. I'm going to show you how powerful the energy is that you are. And I'm going to show you exactly how you can create and manifest from the highest vibration possible in a one-day event that is going to be in Birmingham on the 22nd of March. So if you don't have tickets already, please, please, please do head over and grab your tickets. Likewise, do keep an eye on my social media because, as you guys know, I will be giving a couple of free tickets away for that as well. So, JC, I don't know where you live, but maybe that's something that you might want to see if you can get your grubby little mitts on when they go out. I give, a couple of free spaces to everything that I do. So please, please do keep an eye on that as well. Lizzie, thank you for popping the link in the thing. I don't even think about this. Thank you. You guys are amazing. I forget about my own programs. I forget about the links. Am I going to have a recording to purchase for that event? Yes. I'm speaking to the team of videographers, photographers, this week. So yes, we are definitely going to have a purchase of it for when we have finished it. It probably won't be available for about a week after the event, just because it takes us time to cut it and all of that good stuff. And also I have to manage expectations. I walk around a lot at my in-person events. I'm a pain in the backside for the videographers and the camera people. However, you will hear everything because I'm mic'd up and all the rest of it. So I might not be on camera, but you will see me, you will hear me absolutely perfectly. And I am very grateful that you asked that question, Nikki. So let me know in the chat what action you're going to be taking off the back of this. Let me know what you're going to do with it. Please, if you think this content will help anybody that you know, please share far and wide. Feel free to share this video. Please do remember to hit the thumbs up. If you like this sort of content and you want more of it, please remember to hit the subscribe button and I will be back with you all super soon. Mwah! I love you all to the moon and stars. I will catch you on the flip side. Ciao, ciao for now, guys. Mwah. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Take care.